to share my screen so we can proceed with the continuation of our discussion in elective. Okay, so the power system operations, no? Economic operations in power system. Okay, so this afternoon our topic is all about the scheduling and the dispatch prior to the liberalization of electricity in the Philippines. Okay, so this is the structure of the Philippine power industry, no? So it is called a vertically integrated structure, no? Why vertically integrated? So we have the revenues from the sale of the electric power, no? Papasok ito sa ating wait lang, may pumasok si Bondok. Papasok ito sa ating aspects, no, ng ating power system, such as the generation, transmission, distribution, and then the supply system, no? So itong apat na ito, no? So we have the hindi pala nakasaksak itong aking pen tab. Yeah. So we have the cost recovery, no, and profits na nanggagaling dito sa ating generation, transmission and distribution, no? Distribution supply. Hindi ba yung structure ng ating power system? We have the generation, tapos meron tayong transmission, no? And then we have the distribution utility, di ba? Yan. So ganyan, di ba, yung structure ng ating power system, no? Yan. Okay, so aside from the cost recovery and profits, no, meron din tayong tinatawag ng mga IPPs, no, the independent power producers, no. So one of the problems, no, katulad dito sa Palawan is the frequent occurrence of blackout, no. Kasi yung IPP, no, yung mga IPP, since mayroon tinatawag na subsidiary, no, na may mga subsidy na binabayaran ng government, no, since hindi nabayaran yung kaukulang halaga ng subsidy na yon, no. So si IPP, one of the IPP, no, nagdemand siya na bayaran yung subsidy na hindi nabayaran before, no, which is amounting to if I'm not mistaken, no, mga sa 100 million na yung cost noon. Yeah. So ang worst case scenario is mag-stop siya ng operation yung one of the IPPs, no, isa siya sa malaking supplier ng energy distribution system, no. So pag nag-stop siya ng operation, parang napilayan yung distribution system. So what will happen? So worst case scenario, magkakaroon ng ang tawag natin diyan, scheduling na lang, no, kung saan lang yung part na merong power, no, ganun mangyayari. So energy crisis, no, ganun ang mangyayari. So that is one of the problem that are facing by the electric cooperative, no, kay Palawan. Yan, no, yun. Kasi part ng system, no, itong mga IPPs natin. Okay, so next, yan. So from the revenues from the sale of wholesale power to member utilities, no, ito yung nangyayari kasi, no, we have the generation and transmission, no. Meron tayong cost recovery, tapos naka-tie up din si IPP dito sa dalawang branch ng ating power system, no, dito kay generation and transmission, no. Nandiyan si IPP. So galing kay generation transmission, papasok dun kay distribution supply, no. And then si distribution supply, siya na yung ito yung mga kaya niyang i-provide, no. Ito. Meron tayong money to pay wide region, ayan. Okay, cost recovery, and then the profits and reinvestment. So siguro may problema si cost recovery nila. Kaya ganoon, no? Kulang yung binabayad doon kay IPP. And then the revenue from the sale of wholesale power member utilities ni distribution supply ay ibabalik niya doon kay generation transmission. Kaya dapat mabayaran ito si IPP. Galing doon sa revenue, yun yung ibabayad dito kay IPP or the independent power producers. Yan. So generation companies din to, no, si IPPs natin. Okay, so for the generation, we have the National Power Corporation, the NPC, and then the NPC IPPs or the NPC Independent Power Producers, no, na under kay NPC, and yung other IPPs, no, na private sectors, no, na privatize siya. Yung mga private sectors tayo. Okay, and for the transmission, we have the NPC. So hawak ni NPC yung transmission line natin. And for the distribution, nandiyan na yung mga electric cooperatives, mga Paleco, Biselco, and other cooperatives. And private distribution utilities, no? Itong mga private distribution utilities, sila yung namamahala sa distribution utilities such as the distribution system, no? Yung mga maintenance ng mga poles natin, ng mga linya natin, and also the protective devices na installed dun sa ating distribution system. So one of the under the distribution series is also the local government units. Yeah. Okay, for the regulation structure, we have the franchise granting authority, no? Kasama dito sa nagbibigay ng prangkisa na yan is the provincial government and also the Congress. Okay. So another part of the structure is the Energy Department, no? Nang may hawak diyan is the Department of Energy. Okay. So another one part is the Utility Commission, no? Or the Energy Regulatory Board, or now is ito na yung tawag sa kanya, ERC, di ba? Energy Regulatory Commission. Okay. And other parts of the structure is the NEA natin, or the National Electrification Administration. So this is the role of the regulation, no? Regulation involves rules created by the government that the electric utility must abide by. So yun, no, sila yung nag-create, gumagawa ng rules, no, that the electric utility should follow. Yeah. Okay, since the structure before creates a monopoly, no, ng NPC natin, power rate should be regulated in order to protect the interest of captive customers. Ayan, no? So, kaya nagkakaroon ng regulation with regards to the power rates, no? Para maiwasan si monopoly, o nagkakaroon ng monopolization pagdating sa presyo ni power rates. Kaya pumapasok yung mga private sector, no? Para magkaroon ng kalaban, no? Magkaroon ng ang tawag natin diyan is competition, no? Kasi pag may competition, no? May competition, no? Pagdating sa mga IPPs natin, pagdating sa mga power generation utilities natin, no? What's the implication nito pag may competition? O siyempre pababaan, di ba? O saan may pinakamababang presyo, doon tayo kukuha, di ba? O ganun ang nangyayari. Yeah. Okay, so this is the characteristics of a regulated electric industry. Monopoly, franchise. So usually cover a certain period of time and grants one company the sole right to sell electricity to consumers. Guarantees that it will have customers. So isa lang, no, sole right. Halimbawa, isang cooperative lang yung pwedeng magbenta ng energy, no, doon sa isang grid. Ayan. So the obligation to serve, no, one of the characteristics is the obligation to serve. Ibig sabihin, they have to provide for the needs of all the electric consumers. Yan. So para magawa 'yon, no, may mga development plan sila na sinasaayos, no, for them to provide, no, they continue provide the electrical needs, no, electrical energy needs of the consumers. Okay. So another one is the regulated rates, no. So this is to make sure that the power rates are not too high, no, and not too low. Kasi pag too low, paano magkakaroon ng revenue si distribution utility na ipambabayad doon kay generation transmission. Okay. So another characteristic is to guaranteed rate of return, o parang ROI, no? Rate of return of investment naman ito. So ito rate of return, yeah. So reasonable profit margin above its Siyempre, may mga binabayaran din si electric industry natin, katulad ng mga generation losses, no? Transmission losses. So, kanino ipapasa yon? O, siyempre, doon pa rin kay consumers. Yan. Kaya kasama sa binabayaran natin yan as consumers. Okay, next is for the scheduling dispatch, no? Or tinatawag natin na day ahead process. Ibig sabihin yung i-schedule mo para bukas, no? Ngayon pa lang tinatrabaho mo na. Para kinabukasan, alam mo na kung paano ka mag-dispatch, no? So here are the steps on how generators are scheduled a day ahead. Meron tayong first is to obtain the information on availability from all plants for that next day. So ganito yung ginagawa before, no? Manumano ito, manual, di ba? You have to obtain the information on availability from all plants for the next day. So alam mo, bukas, sino yung kayang mag-provide ng ganito kalaki? Ilan yung kayang i-provide ng generator 1, ng generator company 2, o G3 ka pa, kung ilan yung generating company na mayroon, no? G4, ayan. So generating plants are expected to project their capability for the next day. So paano nila mapoproject yung capability nila? So dito magbe-base sila sa tinatawag na fuel. Ilan kaya yung fuel capacity nila na naka-store? Okay, so this is not difficult for conventional plants. Katulad na lamang ng coal, natural gas, no? Yun nga sinasabi natin, yung may mga fuel that have fuel stock. However, no, hydro plants have to project capability based on water elevation. No, diba? Mga natural phenomena yan, weather and daily maximum water output. No, one of the important for multipurpose hydro power plants natin. Yan, ito hindi yan conventional pag hydro plants, no, non-conventional yan. Mga renewable energy, no. Katulad ng solar, kasi kinabukasan hindi naman natin alam kung uulan or uulap or kung maaraw, di ba? So those are considerations in projecting the capability for the next day. Ganun yun, di ba? So these capabilities are to be projected for each hour of the next. So dapat naka per hour basis, no? Ayan. And then generating plants should also provide their generation rate, no? Or the pesos per megawatt hour, no? Kung ganun yung rate natin based on their production cost. So that is the basis, no? In order to provide their generation rate. So magkakano? If that would be 5 pesos per kilowatt hour, ganun ba yun? Or that would be 5.50 or that would be 6 pesos, ganun, no? So those are one of the considerations, no? Pagdating sa load scheduling natin, generator scheduling natin. Kung sino yung mga generator na bibilhan natin kinabukasan. Yan. Okay, so that would be the part 1. No? First, mag-obtain ka ng information sa lahat ng planta. So another consideration is to forecast, no, the megawatt demand requirement for each hour of the next day. So bukas, ilan yung megawatt demand natin? Anong basis natin to project the megawatt demand kinabukasan? If the megawatt consumption is being recorded for the previous days, no, yun, dun ka magbabase. Ano mo, from 12 hours to 1 hour to 2 hour to 3 hour, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. Alam mo ilan ang megawatt sa part na to, ilang megawatt yan dito, di ba? O alam mo yan, di ba? Yung previous day mo na data, yun yung maging basis mo to project, no, kinabukasan ilan yung consumption for the 24-hour period, no? Yeah. Another one na gagawin mo, no, sa day ahead process is schedule the generators based on the least cost manner. So sa pinaka murang halaga. Kaya ang gagawin mo is to schedule the generators at least at their PMIN or the minimum peso per kilowatt na. So PMIN, that is the minimum stable loading of generators, no? Ito, which refers to the minimum megawatt level a generator should be operating in a continuous manner. O take note ha, dapat ito continuous operation. So ilan ang minimum megawatt ng isang generator? Okay, so select generators with the cheapest generation rate to be scheduled ahead. Yung sinasabi natin, sino may pinakamura na cost, no, generation cost natin. Okay, next consideration is to schedule the generators up until they meet the forecast megawatt demand requirement for the specific hour. Katulad ng sinasabi natin, no, one of the considerations sa load scheduling, halimbawa si generator 1 ay kayang magbigay ng 5 megawatt, no. Si generator 2 is kayang magbigay ng 15 megawatt, tapos mayroon kang load requirement dito na sa hour 1 mo is 5 megawatt, sa hour 2 mo ay meron kang load na 10 megawatt, hour 3 mo ay 12 megawatt, no. O, tapos ang cost ni 5 megawatt is 5 pesos per megawatt. Samantalang si 15 megawatt, ang cost niya is 6 pesos per megawatt. Okay, ang kailangan mo ay 5 megawatt, kanino ka bibili? Doon sa pinakamura, kay G1 ka lang, di ba? Kay G1. Pero dito, dahil 10 megawatt, hindi pwede si G1, so G1 alone ang bibilhan mo. Kailangan kang bumili ng another 5 megawatt, siguro ng mga 5 megawatt dito kay generator 2. Ay, kumusta ito? 12 megawatt na yan o hindi na kayang i-supply alone, no? So, pwede dito ka kumuha ng another 7 megawatt dito kay generator 2. So, that is one of the samples pagdating kay load scheduling. Pero maliban dyan, may mga considerations tayo na kailangan natin i-consider, no? May mga factors tayo na kailangan i-consider, no? In scheduling the generators. Yeah. Hindi lang yung dahil siya ay mura, pwede na to. O ito kaya niyang i-suffice yung mga pangailangan mo dito, pwede na rin yan, no? So, that is not the way in doing this. Okay. So another part of the third step is to schedule generators up until they meet the forecast megawatt demand requirement for the specific hour and repeat these generator scheduling steps for the rest of hours. Consider ramp rate capabilities of generators from 1 hour to the next hour. O take note ha, dito per hour ang kaya nating gawin, no? Per hour ang gagawin natin. Hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, and so on and so forth. So yun yung gagawin natin dito kay load generator scheduling natin. And finally, for step number 4, perform power flow analysis on generator schedules obtained in step 3 while considering the power system constraints. Ito ang sinasabi natin, the constraints and locational load requirements. Halimbawa, okay, nandito yung G1 natin, G1. Nandiyan yung G2. Tapos ang load natin nandun sa dulo. Load natin, load 1. Tapos, meron ka rin generator 3 dito na malapit sa load mo. So, this is one of the constraints, no? Yung losses mo dito kay transmission. Losses. One of the constraints. So, in performing the power flow analysis, assign generator megawatt schedules to their locations, including projected locational load requirements in a projected snapshot of the power system for the next day. Isa sa kino-consider. Another one is to execute power flow analysis. So, there are many commercial software available for power flow analysis. Katulad na lamang ng kilala sa tawag na, ano yon? Narinig niya to? ETAP 2.0, ETAP 2.1, 2.2, and so on and so forth. No? Version na lang yon ng ETAP. So, aside from ETAP, no, mayroon pa ba kayong ibang alam na power flow analysis? Anybody? Nakikinig pa ba kayo dyan? Narinig niyo ito yung ETAP na to? May iba ba kayong alam na na load flow analysis, no, na commercial software? Ginagamit sa power flow analysis. Anybody? Anybody? Any representative? CAD. Si CAD. Si CAD. CAD yan, no? Anong klaseng CAD yan? Anong klaseng CAD? Si MATLAB, narinig niya si MATLAB. MATLAB, narinig niya to. MATLAB, alam niyo yung MATLAB? Yung MATLAB. Yan. Isa rin yan sa ginagamit to perform the power flow analysis. Meron tayong mga Newton-Raphson, no? Okay, Newton-Raphson. Ano pa? Newton-Raphson analysis and other power flow analysis. Okay, so another consider if there are transformer or line overloadings or voltage problems, reschedule generators based on which is more appropriate to alleviate the problem. Ano yung pinaka-appropriate? Kasi ito kasama sa constraints yung line overloading. Ayan. And then, schedule ancillary services for the next day. So, bago ka palang mag-schedule, no? So, those are steps. Ito example natin. Si generator A ay merong 250 megawatt capacity. Na ang cost niya is 1,000 per megawatt hour. Si generator B natin, meron kang 50 megawatt na capacity na tag 2,000 per megawatt. At ang load natin is nakakonect doon sa bus bar na malapit kay generator B. Ito load natin 100 megawatt. No? Anong analysis natin sa case na to? Yung capacity ni linya natin dito sa line natin, transmission line, is only 75 megawatt. Okay, take note ha, generator A 75 megawatt ang kaya niya mag-provide ng 250 megawatt. Generator B 50 lang. Pero ang load mo ay 100 megawatt. So, ito yung ating analysis. Yung generator A natin cheaper compare kay generator B. 1,000 per megawatt hour lang yan. Si generator B natin is 2,000. Generator A can provide all the requirement of the load. O 100 megawatt ang requirement, 250 ang kanyang capacity. So, kaya niyang i-provide yan, no? However, the capacity of the line to transfer power from generator A to the load is only 75 megawatt. O constraints ito. Yung capacity ng transmission line natin is only 75 megawatt. Ibig sabihin, si generator A ay kaya mo lang i-schedule up to 75 megawatt. O, so may kulang ka pa rin 25 megawatt. Saan mo kukunin? O, ibig sabihin, dun kay generator B, kahit mas mahal siya, bibili ka pa rin ng kulang na 25 megawatt dito kay generator B. O. So, this is to avoid line overloading. O, kasi pag tinaasa mo, ginawa mo 100 megawatt ito, ano kayang tendency class? Anong mangyayari ito sa linya natin na capacity ay 75? Ikakargahan natin ng 100 megawatt. What do you think? Okay, SciCAD. Hindi ko pa narinig yung SciCAD, no? Oh, what do you think will happen? Steven, no? 75 megawatt yung capacity ng linya natin, gagawin natin, kakarga natin 100. Kasi 100 megawatt yung load, mas mura doon kay Gen A, bilhin mo lahat doon. So what do you think will happen? Ha, Steven? Ambilon. Oh, anybody? Hello? Nandiyan pa ba kayo? Rose Ann, Antonio. Sino pa ba to? Regala. Oy, anybody? Walang participation? Pampihira. Okay, one of the possibility is to, ayan, no, masunog yung linya natin. No? Overloading. Ang tawag natin doon is line overloading. No? Okay. So, hindi talaga pwede, di ba? Ayan. Kaya anong mangyayari? 75 lang, bilhin mo doon kay Gen A. Yung 25 dito na kay generator. Yan. So, ganun yung load scheduling, no? So, next is finalize the generator schedules. And number 6 is to provide all generators their respective megawatt schedules for each hour of the next day. And na yun, katulad nito, bukas 75 lang kukunin mo din sa kabila, yung 25 doon na kay generator B. Kasi yun ang capacity niya. However, sa real-time dispatch, itong nangyayari. The system operator will be managing dispatches of generating plants, both energy output and ancillary service dispatch command. So, mayroon tayong command unit. Mayroon tayong tinatawag na system operator. So, commands for dispatch outputs of generating plants are based on the day-ahead generator schedules determined prior to the actual date. The system operator shall also utilize ancillary services such as the regulation and contingency ancillary services. So this is to ensure balance between the supply and demand is maintained. So kailangan ma-assure nyo yun that the supply and demand balance, no, dapat ay ma-attain. Okay, so sa settlement naman, no, the National Power Corporation NPC shall obtain all the actual megawatt hour output of generator for a certain period, for a specific time, no? So the actual megawatt output shall be multiplied to their generation rate to arrive at their production cost, no? So other cost natin, such as the startup, the shutdown, also the no-load cost, manpower cost, ancillary service capacity cost, no, shall also be taken into account, no? So kasama 'yon sa kinukonsider pagdating kay settlement. So all these costs shall be covered by NPC to consumers. Oh, 'yun, doon pinapasa yung mga other costs na 'yan, no, mga parang losses natin, no. Ayan, doon 'yan pinapasa kay consumers. Kaya sa billing ninyo, pag kumuha kayo ng bills, no, binigay sa inyo ni Meralco, kung si Meralco yung nagbibigay ng bills ninyo, may mga generation cost doon, ano pa, gen cost, di ba? Transmission cost, ano pa, o mga others pa yan, may mga miscellaneous pa yan, di ba? Yan. So those are recovered to the consumer. So consumer nagbabayad, no? Okay, so next, ano pa? How does the Philippine power system look right now? Ano, paano ba ang Philippine power system natin ngayon? Let us look at the Philippine power system industry natin, structure. Okay, meron tayong GenCo clusters, no? Na-create yan, mga generation company na naka-clusters, no? Yan. So, unbundling of the electricity tariffs for transparency. Ayan. No? Yung WESM pumasok, di ba? And then we have the regulated transmission and distribution sectors, no? May transmission, may distribution sector tayo. And then opening up of the high voltage transmission lines for easy access of distributors and large consumers. Katulad ng mga industrial natin and malaking kumpanya na mga commercialize natin, no, na naka tie up, no, nakasuksok noon, doon ano sa ating main grid natin. Since na-open yung high voltage transmission lines, no, mas madali yung pag-transfer ng electrical energy natin. So, another part ng ating Philippine power industry is the competitive electricity service provider. So, nagkaroon ng competition, no, pagdating sa mga service providers natin. So, since may competition, nare-regulate ng maayos yung power rates natin. So, another is the opening up of distribution lines for contestable and users, o sa end users natin yan. That is the Philippine power system industry structure, no, in today's time. Yeah. So we have the Luzon grid, no, the Visayas grid, and then the Mindanao grid. To sum it up, as of 2019, so 2022 na ngayon, ito 2019 pa na data, the Luzon grid, no, the peak demand for the Luzon grid is about 11,300 megawatt, no, plus, may plus pa yan. So more than 11,300 megawatt. Pagdating kay Visayas, we have the 2,190 plus megawatt. For the Mindanao, we have 2,000 plus megawatt, no? Ano naman ang karakteristik ng ating mga grids na ito? Itong main grid natin yan, no, yung Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao. For the main transmission system ni Luzon, that is 230 kilovolt, no? So transmission line natin sa backbone ng Luzon natin, 500 kilovolt yung ating backbone, pero yung main transmission natin is 230 kilovolt. While the load center is located in Metro Manila. Sa Visayas naman natin, Visayas grid natin, the main transmission line is 138, comprising of 5 major islands, while the load center is located in Cebu. Sa Mindanao grid naman natin, the main transmission system is 138 kilovolt, while the load center is located in Cagayan de Oro, Davao City. Okay. Dito kay Palawan grid, the main transmission system is only 69 kilovolt. Oh, yan. Dito yung grid natin namin dito kay Palawan grid, no. 16. Kasi naka-island grid ito, no. May sariling grid since this is an island, no. Ayan. Kung titingnan natin sa mapa, yung Palawan grid is pahaba yung itsura niya, di ba? Pahabang ganoon, di ba? Try niyo tingnan sa mapa. Pahaba yan. Yan. Oh. Yung load center naman is located in Puerto Princesa, no, PPC. Tapos may grid ito, meron tayong backbone dito sa Southern Palawan and Northern Palawan. Merong Puerto Princesa to Irawan, Irawan to Aborlan, Aborlan to Nara, Nara to Brooks Point. Yun yung dulo. Sa dulo ito, Brooks Point. Kasi si Siriotuba, meron din silang sariling service provider. And for the northern part naman, meron tayong Puerto Princesa papunta ng Taytay, no? From Taytay to Rojas. Oh, tama. Then Rojas to El Nido. Ayan. Yun yung transmission line naman dito kay Palawan. So far that is the looks, no, of the power system industry as of today. Yeah. Okay, so that is for the load scheduling and load dispatch. So by next meeting, no, by next meeting, we will talk about the economic operations na, no, ano ba yung mga techniques na methods, no, na ginagamit pagdating kay pagdating sa optimization natin, no. Ito yung pinaka-meat ng ating topic, no, dito sa economic operations in power system. So ano ba yung mga methods na yun, no? We will discuss that next meeting, no. Yeah. Para dire-diretso tayo dun sa examples and also the computational discussion with respect to the load scheduling, no. Okay, so any question with the previous topics? No, I will upload the the discussion file, no, doon sa Canvas na lang, no. So you may take a look at the Canvas siguro by this later this evening, no. Ma-upload ko 'yan or by tomorrow. So are we clear, everyone? Hello. Okay, yan. Okay. So pag natapos na kasi natin yung dito sa part na to, no, nag-proceed na tayo dun sa economic operations natin, sa mga methods katulad ni Lagrange. Ano pa bang mga methods natin? Meron tayong Lagrange method, quadratic programming, no? Yan. Diba kay Lagrange, meron tayong Karush-Kuhn-Tucker, KKT, ano pa yon? Iterative techniques natin, no? Applying the numerical methods, no? Maliban doon kay KKT, may Lagrange, may lambda iteration tayo. I-consider natin yung may generator limits, yung walang generator limits, no? And then meron tayong method 2, which is the gradient search. Ano pa ba yung mga method natin aside from gradient search? Meron din tayong Newton's method. So doon na magbabakbakan yung ating computational in load scheduling, no, and generator dispatch, no. Generator scheduling and dispatch yun. Doon natin yung gagawin. Okay, so if there's no question, no, before we end our class for this evening, no, let me ask you to open your video camera for the attendance, no, for tonight. Okay, paki-open na yung mga video nyo para sa attendance natin ngayong gabi. So that I can take the screenshot, no? Mag-SS na ako. Okay, so everyone, no? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sandali, may nag-leave na isa. Babalik pa ito. Sandali, 1, 2, 3, 4. Screenshot ko na. Okay. So everyone, thank you for joining to our class this afternoon. So see you next meeting, no? Tomorrow pala schedule natin for the distribution system, no? Tama ba? For the 2 distribution system, that will be Saturday 1 to 3 and 3 to 6, no? I will inform you via the group chat, no? Kung alin dito yung schedule na mapapasukan natin by tomorrow. Is it the 1 to 3 or the 3 to 6, no? Kindly wait for the updates, no? With regards to our virtual class tomorrow on the group chat na lang, no? Sa group chat na lang. So once again, everyone, thank you and goodbye, everyone. Ingat kayo.
Thank you rin po, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you po.
Thank you po. Thank you po.